be part of the show. This show hasn't started yet. I need a little audience participation in the form of whistling. I am a bad whistler, and I've had to do quite a few shows where I'm supposed to whistle. So here's, I'm supposed to whistle this phrase from Chicago.
Not well.
Give me a little boom, 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 everyone. Boom, 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 boom. Now, let's whistle that. I can whistle. Come on, there's got to be some whistlers here. No? Anyone can whistle, that's what they say. Well, apparently not. All right. See you in a minute. Whistle along.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Today we have Peter Kendall Clark and Tim Splain performing for us. We're very excited to have them back for, I think, our 6th time at the WATERMARK. He's one of our faves. If you don't mind, please silencing your cell phones or turning that volume on vibrate for the rest of the performance. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Expensive things, cashmere coats, diamond rings, don't mean a thing. All I care about is love, that's what I'm here for. I don't care for any silk cravats, ruby studs, satin spats, don't mean a thing. All I care about is love. Two eyes of blue, softly saying, I need you. When I see her standing there, honest mister, I'm a millionaire. I don't care for any fine attire, Vanderbilt might admire. No, no, not me. All I care about is love. It may seem odd, but all I care about is love. That's what I'm here for. Honest to God, all I care about is love. Give me long raven hair flowing down about to there. When I see her running free, keep your money, that's enough for me. I don't care for any pack of cars or smoking long buck cigars. No, no, not me. All I care about is doing the guy in who's cheating on you, twisting the wrist that's turning the screw. All I care about is love. Second door, everyone. That was me about an hour ago. Yeah. Welcome. It's so great to be back at the WATERMARK for my 6th time. Going to be back in 2 weeks with Mr. Timothy Splain and a very dear friend of mine, doing an all Sondheim concert that we did about a year ago. We're really excited to bring that to you. I have been singing for my neighbors since May of 2020, and many of them who have stood in the cold to hear me sing in the streets are here today. We're so grateful to the WATERMARK for having us here, and it's just such a treat to be here, I can't even tell you. And we've got a mixed program today. It was, since I've last seen some of you, I celebrated my birthday. A lot of March birthdays. Do you understand why there's a lot of March birthdays? Memorial Day weekend. Do the math. Just do the math, and then don't talk about it. And I was born on Liza Minnelli's 18th birthday. And I am a big fan of Liza, and I'm going to honor her a little bit in this concert. But I'm just going to sing some of my favorite songs for you, if that's okay. This is Little Rogers and Hart. Ready? I've never met you, but never doubt, dear, I can't forget you. I thought you out, dear. I know your profile and I know the way you kiss. Just the thing I miss on a night like this. If dreams are made of imagination, I'm not afraid of my own creation. With all my heart is here for you to take. Why should I quake? I'm not awake. Isn't it romantic? Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. Isn't it romantic? Moving shadows right, the oldest magic word. I hear the breezes playing in the trees above. While all the world is saying you were meant for love. Isn't it romantic merely to be young on such a night as this? Isn't it romantic? Every note that's sung is like a lover's kiss. Sweet symbols in the moonlight. Do you mean that I will fall in love perchance? Isn't it romance? Isn't it romantic? Isn't it Thank you so much. When I first moved to New York, I would go every fall to hear Mel Torme, the Velvet Fog, sing at Michael's Pub, and I've heard him sing that so many times. And I also, I had a request last time I was here to sing Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. I don't remember if somebody called it out. I said, well, I sang it the last time I was here, and I'll sing it the next time. So maybe you'll come to the Sondheim concert and ask for Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. All right. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes is the song that my dad always sat down at the piano and played when we went over to my grandparents. And it's a song that I just loved my whole life. And here it is. My true love was true. I chaffed them and I gaily laughed to think they could doubt my love. Yet today my love has flown away. I am without my love. Oh, laughing friends deride tears I cannot hide, so I smile and say, when a lovely flame dies, smoke gets in your Thank you. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Jerome Kern from a musical called Roberta. And I have been doing these concerts for so long, I quickly ran out of my own songs, the songs from and I had to start singing other people's songs, other characters' songs. And I think I've told you, it's just 6 months since I lost my mom. But my mom was a widow for 20 years. And before she remarried a high school friend, she was remarried for 3 years, very happily. And it got me thinking about I know a lot of widows, and there's a lot of widows in musical theater who have incredible songs. So I'm going to bring a couple of them to you today. This one is from Rodgers and Hammerstein's The King and I. It's the first widow song of the night. It's Hello, Young Lovers. When I think of Tom, I think about a night when the earth smelled of summer and the sky was filled with light, and the soft mists of England were sleeping on a hill. I remember this, and I always will. There are new lovers now on the same silent hill, looking on the same blue sea. And I know Tom and I are a part of them all, and they're all a part of Tom and me. Hello, young lovers, whoever you are, I hope your troubles are few. All my good wishes are with you tonight. I've been in love like you. Be brave, young lovers, and follow your star. Be brave and faithful and true. Cling very close to each other tonight. I've been in love like you. I know how it feels to have wings on your heels and to fly down the street in a trance. You fly down the street on the chance that you'll meet, and you meet not really by chance. Don't cry, young lovers, whatever you do. Don't cry, because I know all of my memories are happy tonight. I've had a love of my own. I've had a love of my own like yours. I've had a love of my own. did a concert on February 10th, and it was right after the great Burt Bacharach had passed away, and a couple people requested Burt Bacharach songs. They said, you know what, I'll do all Burt Bacharach songs. Remember that? Yes. It was last night that song. And shortly before the end of the concert, somebody said, this is such a coincidence because Burt Bacharach just died. Spooky. Anyway, this is one of my favorites, A House Not a Home, which was a song which Dionne Warwick debuted, as many of his great songs were debuted by Dionne Warwick and written with her in mind. And it was interpolated into the revival of Promises, Promises, if you're a theater person and you care about such things. Shall I do it?
Yeah.
A chair is still a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. But a chair is not a house, and a house is not a home where the two of us are far apart, and one of us has a broken heart. The room is still a room, even when there's nothing there but gloom. But a room is not a house, and a house is not a home where there's no one there to hold you tight, and no one there you can kiss goodnight. Now and then I call your name, and suddenly your face appears. But it's just a crazy game. When it ends in tears. So darling, have a heart. Don't let one mistake keep us apart. I'm not meant to live alone. Turn this house into a home. When I climb the stair and turn the key, oh, please be there, still in love with me. I grew up very much immersed in classical music world. I'm a violinist, and I love musical theater, I love opera. I wasn't such a big pop person, but when I was 15 years old, a friend gave me the very first album by an artist named Rickie Lee Jones, who's a wonderful sort of jazz and soul and blues singer. And this first album, it's to this day one of my favorite 45 minutes of music to listen to. And I've never sung this song that comes at the end of the album called Company, but it suddenly struck me, it's my birthday month. Why don't I just get to sing what I want to sing? So this is Rickie Lee Jones' Company. You are the first people to hear me sing it, other than everyone who has ever driven in a car with me in the last 4 years. All right. company. Thank you so much. Yes, that was me driving in a car, just sobbing. I think sobbing and singing the blues, that was my default stage as a teenager. When I wasn't singing and dancing, kicking up my heels in musicals. I saw the original, so I gotta tell you, my birthday month, which ends, it's also Lydia's birthday month. I know a lot of people, it's their birthday month. I've been celebrating for all of us by going to see shows night after night. And 2 weeks ago, I went to see the great Donna McKechnie at 54 Below. Donna McKechnie is one of my idols. I saw her in the original production of Chorus Line. She's 81, I have to say she looks like 30 years younger. And so I saw her in Chorus Line, and Chorus Line changed my life as it did for many people of my generation, and really made me want to sing and dance and go into show business. And everyone was like, what's Michael Bennett going to do next? And the next show he did was nothing like Chorus Line. It was based on a television film called Queen of the Stardust Ballroom, and it was about a widow who was trying to pick her life up again, and her children were like, no, you need to stay home and be Nana, and her friends were like, you need to go out and dance and maybe color the hair and, you know, meet someone. So it was Dorothy Loudon's, one of her favorite roles, and she had this incredible number at the end of the show called 50%. And I went to hear Marilyn May at Carnegie last Friday, and she sang the song. Marilyn May is turning 95 in a week, just so you know. Anyway, this is in my widow honoring songs, this is one of my favorites from Ballroom. If anyone had told me a year and a half ago that Maury would be gone, I wouldn't have believed it. If anyone had told me I'd open up a store, make a go of it once more, I wouldn't have believed it. If anyone had told me a year and a half ago that I'd be dancing, going to a ballroom and dancing, I'd have said, who me? I'd have said, not me. If anyone had told me a year and a half ago that there would be a man, I wouldn't have believed it. To think my eyes could shine again, that what was lost could be mine again, I wouldn't have believed it. I don't iron his shirts, I don't sew on his buttons, I don't know the jokes he tells or the songs he hums, though I may hold him all through the night. He may not be here when the morning comes. I don't pick out his ties or expect his tomorrows, but I feel when he's in my arms, he's where he wants to be. We have no memories, bittersweet with time, and I doubt if he'll spend New Year's Eve with me. I don't share his name, I don't wear his ring, there's no piece of paper saying that he's mine, but he says he loves me, and I believe it's true. Doesn't that make someone belong to you? So don't wear his name, and I don't wear his ring. So there's no piece of paper saying that he's mine. So we don't have the memories. I have enough memories. I've washed enough mornings, I've dried enough evenings, I've had enough birthdays to know what I want. Life is anyone's guess. It's a constant surprise. You don't plan to fall in love, but when you fall, you fall. I'd rather have 50% of him or any percent of him than all of anybody else at all. Thank you so much. I've told you many times, when I'm in a bad mood, I put on Funny Girl. I've been listening to a lot of Funny Girl. I've gone to see it many, many times, and this is one of my absolute favorites. It comes at the end of the show. It's not in the movie. It was replaced by My Man in the movie. They put in the real Fanny Bryce songs. Anyway, one of my favorites, music that makes me dance. Shall we? I add 2 and 2, the most simple addition, then swear that the figures are lying. I'm a much better comic than mathematician, 'cause I'm better on stage than at intermission. And as far as the man is concerned, if I've been burned, I haven't learned. I know he's around when the sky and the ground started ringing. I know when he's near, by the thunder I hear in advance. His words and his words alone are the words that can start my heart singing. And his is the only music that makes me dance. He'll sleep and he'll rise in the light of 2 eyes that adore him. For him it might, but I won't leave his sight for a glance. In every way, every day, I need less of myself and need more him. More him. 'Cause his is the only music that makes me dance. 'Cause his is the only music that makes me dance. the parade passes by, I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's high life. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna get some life back into my life. I'm ready to move up in front. I've had enough of just passing by life with the rest of them. With the best of them, I can hold my head up high. I'm gonna rise again, I'm gonna go again, I'm gonna feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by. Look at that crowd over there. Listen and hear that brass harmony growing. Look at that crowd over there. Underneath my old spirit is showing. All of those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. When the whistle blows and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on, giving old baton, giving old baton before the parade passes by. Thank you so much. I am going to invite my friend up to the stage. Andrea surprised me the weekend of my birthday with a personally delivered and recited poem. It's the first, that has never happened to me in my life. It was really, 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 really beautiful. And I would love it if you would share this precious moment.
You have to know a little bit.
Yeah, tell the backstory.
Okay, backstory. I've lived in the Heights 55 years, and musical theater is my passion. And I couldn't believe that I didn't know this guy, that he was singing around. And so Tom will give you a little more background. But I've now gone to quite a few of his shows, and I'm probably his biggest fan. No,
There's a lot of competition for
I know,
that.
I know.
All right, so come stand right in the middle. I want this on the bit. Come
Okay,
come-
we didn't want him, I called his manager Marcy because I made a plan with her as a surprise because I didn't want him to go away on his birthday without us. Okay, here we go.
Can you give him a backstory about your connection to Mr. Candor?
Oh, John Candor?
Yes.
Well, I was just with him. I brought a photo of me
Just with him.
He's Candor and Ev are my very favorites of all time. I've seen everything they've ever done, and the other night, it was the first preview night of their new New York, a new musical. And oh my God.
You saw last night?
And I went with my friend over there, the driver of Candor and Ev. He drove them around for 2 years, so I can't leave this guy alone. I keep asking, what did he say? What did he look like? What did he eat? What did he do? You know.
What happens in Freddie's limo stays in Freddie's limo. What happens in Freddie's limo stays in Freddie's limo.
That's true. He was very secretive about everything, but I'm not giving up. But anyway, so I went with him to the opening preview night. And I'm looking around. We ate it well. First of all, we got there early, which was fabulous. There was a big to-do, a big press conference, and all the people involved with the show, from Tommy Thompson, who wrote the book, everybody spoke. And because I was thinking, he was picking me up at 4 o'clock. I thought, what am I going to talk to him about till 8? You know, but we managed. Anyway, that was great. So we go into Sardi's, looking around, and I had to go to the ladies' room. Well, at the Sardi's, you either walk down 30 steps or you go outside to what they call the second floor. So I go to the second floor, he's sitting back, and who is at the table but Lin-Manuel Miranda? So of course I go over and I said to him, you know, I saw you in the first show you ever wrote, and I went with a friend, somebody who worked with your dad. When I said the word dad, he goes like this. His father was right next to him. And the father says to me, who's your friend? I said, my friend is Jerry Palace. He said, I've been trying to reach her for 2 years. So he calls my best friend on the cell phone, and then my friend emails me, oh my God. So anyway, it was just a great night. So then I go back, he's sitting there by himself. I go back, I walk in, after about 15 minutes I was with Lynn talking about musical and everything. And what it was like for him, he's 35, working with this guy who's 96. He wrote all the lyrics, all the new lyrics to the show. So I asked the coat check guy as I walk in, is John here? He says, no, he's not here. And this cute little waitress comes over to me and says, don't listen to him, just look around. And there he was.
There he was.
There he was at the table. And I just went over, and he was so wonderful. And this poor guy's still sitting in the back of the restaurant. And I said, you know, the best night I ever had in my life on stage was when you and Fred at the 92nd Street Y, you did something called Lyric and Lyricist. I don't think he'd remember, it was 20 years ago. He said, oh my God, that was a great night for me, but I was so scared. And he, you know, I had a conversation with John Kander. It was unbelievable. So then when we left, this is really the most important thing, because I know what it meant to Fred, the driver, and he goes over to John, and John gets up and gives him a hug, and we had a whole, it was just really, that was the most important thing. So anyway, that's my story.
How's the show?
I have my suggestions.
They're in previews.
It's a preview. It's a long. It's not opening till. I can tell you the two leads, and I don't know either one. Neither one of them are phenomenal. And a lot of the new music I like. The scenery. It's worth going just to see the scenery, because these things come up that say New York, New York. Fabulous, right? Yeah, it was exciting. I want to see it again to see how they've changed some things. But anyway.
All right, so
okay,
this
here's
is
the birthday boy. You ready?
Happy birthday, Peter, 2023.
So this was in the lobby of his apartment, thanks to this, the manager.
Thanks to Marcy.
Marcy. An electrician, this is the backstory. An electrician came to visit, and he was worth the price. This is to my house. He looked at all my theater stuff and gave me great advice. He looked around my apartment and saw tons of John and Fred. And to my delight and utter shock, this is what he said. My friend Fred was their driver, a really nice man too. Here's his private number. He'd love to talk to you. The driver is my neighbor and now a real good friend. My interest in his celeb scoops never seems to end. The driver loved the singer, an opera star, I read. But to my delight, at concert 1, he sang a John and Fred. Was after my first concert, Marcy gave me my own chair, and Peter's singing got me hooked. His talent's very rare. He saluted COVID workers, and he's still here for us to see, even though his hour show is still absolutely free. He's not just a great singer, he's funny and so kind. He cares about his following. So now, opera, I don't mind.
Oh my God! Doesn't mind opera. Well, listen. If that does not get you a Kander and Ebb encore, I don't know what does. All right, shall we? And then, is this from New York, New York? But the world goes round? Is it in the show?
Yes, it's one of the very few old ones still in the show.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're sad, but the world goes round. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't alter a thing. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a fall, and a spring, One day it's kicks and it's kicks in the shins, but the planet spins and the world goes round and round. But the world goes round. But the world goes round. Someday your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. Starts treating you bad, but the world goes round. Sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses and somebody wins. One day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins and the world goes round and round and round and round and round. The world goes round and round and round and The picture, come on! Sardines, candor, I love it. I love it. I have to say, I have been to see two incredible 95-year-olds, both at, I saw Herbert Blomstedt conduct the New York Philharmonic at 95, and he was so wonderful and darling. And then Marilyn May. Can I just remind everyone that the reason that we started doing these concerts is because my friend Marcy said, come out to honor the healthcare workers during the pandemic. So can we just give a little reminder applause of that? I'm going to be back here in 2 weeks with my friend Rachel Zatkoff from Broadway and New York City Opera, one of my dearest friends. We're going to do a Sondheim duet show. And I'm also going to be here, I think, in May. And I have one more little darling song, which I took from the Barbra Streisand songbook, which is an old song from 1928. It's called For All We Know. I just love it, and I thought I wanted to end with it tonight. Shall we? All right. The night is growing old. Sweetheart, my love is still untold. A kiss that is never tasted, forever and ever is wasted. For all we know, we may never meet again. Before you go, make this moment sweet again. We won't say goodnight until the last minute. I'll hold out my hand, and my heart will be in it. For all we know, this may only be a dream. Tomorrow was made for song. Tomorrow may never come, for all we know. Yes, we're singing. It's not a joke. April 1st is Linda's birthday. It's not a joke. Could we just do one happy birthday for Linda? Do you want to come up? Get in the video. Come on, it's all about coverage. Linda, how many times you heard me sing? A million?
Oh, I don't know, lots. Ever since I missed 2 only.
She missed 2.
In 2 years.
But we'll forgive her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda. Happy birthday to you. That's what you do in opera. You sing a really loud high note, you cover their ears. Y'all, hope to see you in 2 weeks. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.